includes birth dates of the children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren of Mayle and Johnny Johnson. And so I have copies, not enough for everybody, but we should be able to give out enough for each family. But first, I'd like to give special thank you for some people who act as sponsors, who actually helped to pay for previous calendars. So, those sponsors are Terry and Beverly, what's your last name? Beverly. So where is somebody from that family? Okay, this is a special gift I put together for the sponsors. It includes a copy of a book that was published in 1918. It tells the history of Johnny Johnson's company in World War I. It traces the time when they left New York, they went to France, and then back to the United States. It also includes a picture of Mr. Johnny Johnson, who was Mayle's husband. It includes a list of Johnny Johnson's military history, telling what unit he was in, when he was drafted, and everything like that. It also includes a copy of his draft card, so you can find me by how tall he was, whether he was fair complexion or light. And also we have this thing that my son has named the Negro Fold. And you wonder what that is. But you see the little dents here? In 1918, when African American men enlisted in the military, they cut off the corners of the card so somebody could just pick it up right away and look at it and tell them was a colored person. Wow. There's also a description of what Johnny Johnson was in what was the 92nd Division. He was in the 368th Infantry Regiment, Company L. And this is a picture of his regiment as they're walking through the Argonne Forest during World War I. So that is what is in the package for all my special donors. So, one should go to Cassie Mayle. I'm sorry, Cassie Pearson Mayle. Mayle, okay. There she is. Also, there's a copy that should go to Greg, but he's not here, Greg Brown. Give it to his give it to his mother. What?
You should tell about his name change.
Okay. And also, I have a copy each for Uncle James, Uncle William, Aunt Edna, and Aunt Christine, since they are the living Johnson children. So those are the sponsors and the Johnson children. So I'm going to have a copy of the personal thank you gift. And then I'll hand out copies also later on to people here. This is the family calendar. It has birthdays on there. And it also has information about the Johnson family. There is a copy of the tree, if you remember this from the last get together. There is a copy of the 1950 census that lists his Mayle and John and all their children who were living together at that time. You'll notice that Mamie is not listed only because she's already married and retired. But then in the 1940 census, you'll see Aunt Mamie and all the children except Aunt Christine and Uncle Will, because they're not born yet. There's also a picture of Johnny and May. Shows the month of May. That's great, May and the month of May. So here's a picture of the marriage license for Johnny's mother, Floxy Carnell, and Johnny's father, George Johnson. Now, Cassie asked me to tell you a story about George Johnson's name. In 1870, George Johnson was known as George Keaton. His mother, Amelia, had married a man named David Keaton, and he was going under that name, David Keaton. But sometime between then and 1885, when he got married, he changed his last name to Johnson. So if you ever go to Smith Bottom graveyard, you'll see the graves of Harriet Keaton and also another Keaton. Those were his father's sisters, but they're under the Keaton name, so you wouldn't know they're really Johnsons. But that's who they are. And I'm still trying to figure out why Johnson. The only thing lately I did think on the marriage certificate, which is an interesting story. Back in 1885, when you were going to get married, you had to post a $1,250 bond proving that you weren't a polygamous and that you lived in the same county. So a guy named Joseph Johnson signed that bond with George Johnson. So I'm thinking there must be some connection someplace, but haven't determined yet. There's also a picture of the George Johnson family in 1900. So all the kids are named there. There is Beulah, who most people don't know about. Beulah was the oldest sibling of Johnny Johnson. She was the older sister. And I know that in 1910-20, she had married and became Beulah Broyles, but I don't know anything else about what happened. There's also Johnny listed. His sister Lucy is listed. His brother Otis, his brother Curtis, and his brother Charles D., who we all know as Uncle Daniel. So the D must have been for Daniel. And also we talked about Uncle Daniel, his granddaughter, great-granddaughter is here? Right here. Granddaughter, great-granddaughter, right?
No, my mother that was his daughter.
Okay.
Daniel had Leela.
Okay.
Daniel, she married Sparks. So I'm Leela and Savoy Sparks, the oldest.
Uncle
Daniel Johnny was
Johnny's brothers. Leela was Daniel's daughter.
Right. And I am
She's
the
Leela's
granddaughter.
granddaughter.
I'm the granddaughter.
Okay. And the Buck, Miss Buck from Lexington.
Yes, that's my cousin.
You know, Anthony Buck. Oh, okay.
Cousin on my other side, on my daddy's side.
So here is another Johnson for me now.
Right.
And this is a picture of May's parents, John W. and Irma Bradley. A lot of us remember their grandmother. And this is a picture of their family. It includes John W., Irma, grandmother May L., Aunt Florence, Aunt Sophie, and Irene, and Louise. Did I get them all? I think so. So it's a picture of all of them together. Hey, you know Arlene? Because May's here, right. So it's a picture of Arlene too. Amazing. And I call it the Bradley family +2 because there's cousin Geneva's Yarbrough's in the picture. And I'm not quite sure who the other person is. I'm thinking it's cousin Donnie. Looks like it. I could be wrong. And of course, here's a later picture of Mel Johnson and all her children. And then for November, there is the birth certificate of Alice Pearl Johnson. I call her an early angel. She was grandmother's first. I think she was a third, second.
May was the first. Maybe was the first.
She was a second.
Yeah, Mama was the first.
Okay, Pearl. she died when she was not quite 2 years old. So this is her death certificate. She died of acute colitis. 17 months, yeah, almost 2 years.
Her birthday,
November 11th, I think. Let me check. No, yeah. November 11th is her birthday. You what?
I said that is 27.
And then here's a copy of Johnny's military record. And then just a quick thank you for all our sponsors, Greg and Sharon Brown, Tommy and Diane Brown, Terry and Kevin Buckley, and Cassie Pearson. So we'll hand these out. And again, thank you for the sponsors who helped prepare for the printers. And I hope everyone enjoys the calendar. That's all I have. Thank you.
Allowed us to use the facilities today. I stayed every morning, came out, stayed with them, stayed in the library, so do that anytime. Thank y'all. Thank y'all, everybody.
Did everybody enjoy themselves?